Hello everyone, this is Tony, and today I'm going to cover how to import in HL7 schemas into our platform to utilize within the mapping environment. First, go into the design area. I've already created a project called test on the left-hand side, and as you can see, there are no contents to this project yet. First, you'll import in the master schema. So go to the import, upload a single file, select next, navigate to where your master schema is, click open. The type is going to be schema. You'll give it the appropriate name that you see fit. I'll call this test master schema and click save. Once you do that, you'll see it populate in the center of the screen. Double click it. What a master schema is a schema that contains all of the possible HL7 messages that are out there. So as you can see on the left-hand side in just a moment, are all of the different ADT messages that are available within version 2.5 of HL7. And we use this master schema to select individual HL7 transactions that need to be pulled out and utilized in a process flow or a mapping environment. So go ahead and close this out. Next, we need to create a new schema to individually select an ADT AO4 message that I'm going to use. So go ahead and select schema, give it a name. I'll call this my test ADT AO4 schema. And go ahead and open Designer. You may have seen this option before, so you want to select connector type of HL7, start session, and click continue. Now, the HL7 connector is the only connector that we have in our product that allows you to select create from subset schema. So this is what we want to do, is create a subset from that master schema that we just imported into the product. Go ahead and click continue. Next, it'll ask you to point to the master schema. Click continue once you've done that. Now it's going to bring up all of the possible HL7 messages that are contained within that version of the HL7 schema. In this case, we wanted the ADT AO4 message, so go ahead and move that over. Then click Done. You should now see the center screen populating with all of the different segments and the individual elements that are associated with each of them. You can navigate to the schema view on the top left to see the hierarchical structure of how this is going to look, so that you can expand and collapse the different composites as needed, and verify or add or remove any of the fields if necessary. This is also where you'll add in any Z segments if you have to modify the HL7 transaction. Go ahead and save this. Now that you've done that, we're ready to use this within a data set. So go ahead and create a new data set. I'm going to call this my test ADT AO4. This will be a source transaction, so I go ahead and open Designer. For HL7, it's going to follow the exact same 3 steps as all of our other connectors. First step is to select the HL7 connector, then start session. Step number 2 will be to select the individual schema file in the properties panel that we just created. If you notice here, the master schema and the ADT schema that we created both populate. You only want to select the individual transaction schemas. Do not select the master schema, as it will give you an error because it doesn't know which of the individual transaction schemas to utilize. So select the ADT and then browse to the file itself. And now that you've done this, go ahead and establish connection. You will now see at the bottom of the screen the individual data to be browsed, as well as step 3, showing the actual hierarchical structures of all of the segments and elements that are inside of each of them. Next, click the MSH down in the bottom left, and you will begin to see all of the data that's populated within there. Go ahead and save this data set. You're now ready to use this data set within a map and extract the contents or write to an HL7 transaction as needed. Thank you for watching.